episode 5 of the 1/700 scale RMS Titanic build, and in the last episode we fitted the lower deck to the hull, and off camera I've gone ahead, I've completed the middle deck, which was simply just putting 2 cranes, these walls together, gluing on the underside, and that's all ready to go now. Also, I've painted the upper deck pieces. There's 7 altogether. You can see there's a variety of colours, including these window sections, which I've painted with a very light blue, and then dry brushed steel for the frames. I've scraped away the paint for the parts that were designated white. I've left some patina on those pipes, and just a couple of grey sections, so that's all ready to go. I've already done the smokestacks as well. You'll see that these are actually paired in the instructions, and the reason for that is because they're all individually keyed, and they're keyed differently. There's very slight differences, so you want to keep them in order, so front to rear. But if you should happen to put the wrong parts together, that made an example out of number 3 and 4, you can just remove the keys from the bottom to make them fit, but try to keep them in the pairs that they were stated in the instructions, if you can. And I've just painted the other 2 props, so we can now go ahead and carry on with the build. And I just did this all to save a bit of time. As you can tell, there's a lot of intricate painting to be done. I've given the smokestacks a coat of clear gloss varnish just to make them shine, and the decking has been given a coat of matte varnish. So let's look at what parts we've got left. We've got some wall sections that will be going on the upper deck. We have the deck fixtures and the masts, a couple of loose lifeboats, some ladder sections that will go up against the masts on the lower deck, the props, and the other lifeboats, and the smokestacks covers. You'll notice with the smokestack covers, there's 3 the same and 1 different. This is because on the real Titanic, only 3 of the smokestacks were actual smokestacks. The one at the rear, number 4, was actually a ventilation shaft going to the galley, which is why it has a different cap on it. The reason the extra smokestack was fitted was because it wasn't believed that having just 3 smokestacks was very aesthetically pleasing, so they added a 4th just to give it a bit more uniformity and make it more symmetrical. So that's quite an interesting fact. So let's get on. And if we take a look at the instructions, we can now start to work our way through the instructions as they're written. So the next thing we want is the props, which will go on these locating pins here. And if we look at the instructions, number 9, number 10, so 9 and 10, what we want to do is take a tiny bit of super glue got it on, just give it a spray of kicker and another little bit of super glue, kicker again, let it set, and that should be secure. You probably have to repaint it in situ, but not to worry about that. Take the second one and just repeat the process. And as I said, they are keyed, so they do need to go on in order. So number 10. And they are very fiddly. So a little bit of super glue just to get it in place. Spray a little bit of kicker. A bit more super glue. And some more kicker. And all being well, you should have secure props, and you can just see that there's a little bit of muck that needs to be sorted out and a quick repaint, but they're in place. And with the hull on the jig, it should keep them well protected, so you won't knock them off or damage them. And now we can move on to the middle deck, and that simply slots into place. And this is where getting the bulkheads in the first step was very important, because it actually holds on to the first two decks. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our extra thin and our glue brush. We're just going to put a coat of glue along these bulkheads. Like so, and we're going to slide this into place. Make sure it sits down. Like so. Then we want to get our extra thin again. Just make sure we glue the center like that, and a little bit of glue down the sides. Glue the bridge at the front. Give that a couple of seconds. Like so. And that's the middle deck in position. put that to one side and move on to the final top deck. So moving on the pace. That's the middle deck in place. Now you can see that on the top deck we've got quite a few steps to put in place before we're ready to place it into the hull. And what we're going to do is we're going to just put the bulkheads in. So take our two bulkhead sprues and step 11. So we want 33 and 32, which I believe are these two. Just give them a quick clean up. That's 33, which goes on this side. And that can be glued underneath, so. And the same on the other side. Just hold it for a couple of seconds till the glue takes. Like so. And then just give it another going over with the glue just to make sure it's firmly fitted in place. Got those two pieces, and we've got an empty sprue, so that can go in the rubbish. Then we want 34, 35 and 36, and these will be going at the back here. So 34, goes in there, so give it some glue on the underside. These are quite tight fitting, so there shouldn't be any issues with it coming apart as you're trying to glue it. 35. 35 is along the side, and with the tabs placed the way they are, it pretty much only goes in one way. As you can see, those two fit into each other, so bear that in mind. And finally, number 36. And 36 goes in like so. Just like that. So that's another. And number 31. And that's the first set of bulkheads in place. We just want to glue any joins, just make sure that they're all neat and tidy. Just hold them for a while. And then we can move on to step 12, which is the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back to you in just a moment. Okay, so step 12, you do have to fit the middle piece in as well. As you can see, the walls extend over that, so make sure everything's fitting. At the back here you can see we've got a small overlap that needs to be in place, and once you're happy with the fit, you can just turn it over and glue it in place. Like so. Now, next part is just behind. And it's part 41, 42, 43 and 44. So we'll do them in order. 41. Okay, I'm back and on the final piece, number 44 of this part here, and as you can see, it's got a small recess that fits on the back of this building here. So you want to make sure that that's in the right position. Just like that. Glue it from underneath. Glue the joins. Just hold everything in position till the glue takes. And that's number 12 taken care of. Moving on. We've got these two bits here. And we need our pin vise, because as you can see here in the centre of this piece, you need a small hole. And also on this little piece we need another hole. So with our pin vise, and it wants to go in the back. Just like that. So these bits will go on here. That bit will go on there. This bit at the rear will go like so. And this piece will go on like that. And our final pieces of infrastructure will go on the back here to form a room there, which that will sit on. Okay, so that's all the deck walls in place, you can see, and that'll fit in there. Got another dead sprue with all these bits. And as you can see, we need to fit some rigging lines. So in this piece, we've drilled a hole in the centre at the back of that one, and this grey piece here, centre back of that one. And in the meantime, we can fit the other pieces, which are those two pieces there. So we'll go ahead and do that. And it's simply just apply some extra thin. So that's those three pieces all nicely fitted together. And eventually these pieces will go on like so, once we've threaded the cotton through. And then it's just a matter of fitting the tiny little pieces onto the deck there, fitting the smokestacks and doing the rigging. So we'll do that in the next episode. So that's where we're going to leave it for now. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.